to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary Ogutu, and this is episode 2 of my journey to starting a micro bakery. Let's go. Okay. So between the last time I posted and the time you're watching this video, it's probably 2 weeks. And so first of all, I decided that I will be posting bi-weekly. So that's every fortnight, every 2 weeks. So basically 2 times a month. At first I had thought about doing, what are they called? Weekly videos. But in this time and season, with the nature of the information that I'm putting forward, I feel like weekly there wouldn't be that much information to give. So in 2 weeks, there's much that can happen. There's enough that can happen to have a video that has enough content to share. So on today's video, one, I'm going to be giving you an update on how far we are in the planning process, and then 2, just the findings that I have found like my findings in between the last time I shot this video to right now. So yeah, so from the last video, one, we attended a art fair, and my sisters and I. And one of the reasons as to why that attending that art fair was important, or even why I'm mentioning it in this video, is that I got a chance to see how the environment is at the museum. Sorry, I haven't mentioned, we went to the museum with my sisters. So I got a feel of how that environment looks like. Again, why I needed to get a feel of that environment and see how it looks like and how it matters in this conversation is that I hope to do at least 2 market days before we officially launch into the online world, where people now are able to place orders. So one, why I want to do that, I didn't do that last time, but why that is important to me this time is to be able to have people get a feel of the product before they are able to order online. I don't know if it makes sense, but my idea this time around is that I feel like it would be a good marketing avenue to be able to source clients who are able to come and have a taste of the product without necessarily having to buy, let's say for example, a full box. But on market days, you're able to sell per item, as opposed to when someone comes to place an order online. Yeah. So this year, before we launch in 2025 January, I didn't mention, I am hoping to launch in 2025. Might happen sooner, but technically what I'm trying to say is that between November and December, I hope to attend at least 1 market day in each month. So market days, first of all, are not necessarily an avenue to make sales. At least for me, I don't feel like you make the most sales on flea markets and such. Oftentimes you just use it as an avenue to get your product out there and in many people's mouths. Well, quite literally, because they are eating, since I'm selling a product that people ingest. But also people get to talk about, you get to get feedback immediately at that particular point and know what product might work and what products might not. Yeah. So that is something different that I am doing as opposed to last time. So the other time I only managed to do events. So an event is not necessarily like that's business. Like you want to make a profit off of an event. Like if someone hires you, you want to make a profit off of that. But on market days, main concentration is not necessarily making a profit out of the sales you make. The main concentration is just to get as many people to interact with the product as possible. So on market days, you can offer free samples. On market days, you can sell individual items as opposed to a full box, how you would sell them when you're selling them at the shop. Yeah. Okay, so as I had mentioned, having gone to the museum to check it out and to want to enjoy myself with my sisters, but also to be observant and see how well my product would do in such an environment. Something I noticed is that the vendors that were available on that particular day were mostly serving drinks and I think barbecue, hot dogs, etc. etc. So you'd expect most people to make a purchase, but what I noticed is that not so many people actually bought, and that's why I'm saying market days and flea markets are not necessarily stuff that you expect to make a huge profit from, but it is an avenue to get people to interact with your brand personally. Yeah. So I don't know if it would fit. I feel like that particular art fair was not, or maybe that particular day, I don't have enough information for how the other days went, but for that particular day, I felt like people were mostly interacting with what had took them there, which is the art, as opposed to the food that was being served. That was just like an extra. So perhaps maybe if the people who were running the art show offered to, like they had, like they purchased a product from a client as opposed to vendors paying to have a chance to sell. But that is purely my assumption. I wasn't able to get facts off of that information, but for me, I saw that that might not have been the best place, because even myself as a client on that particular day, I was more interested in the art than in what I could get. If anything, we carried our own food. We didn't know that there would be vendors at that particular show. So that's that. On to yeah, that's actually pretty much it. I don't think there's any other information that I have, but that's just something that I need to do. Hopefully attend 2 markets, 2 flea markets, or an event where I can vend my product and hopefully have people interact with the product. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so something I forgot to mention is that on this same day, I managed to visit Safaricom shop to go and reactivate my till number and also get a new line for the business. Yeah. Okay, so another thing that I have done in between this period is source for vendors for packaging and just basically material, aside from like ingredients, but like material that basically just packaging. Let me not even flower it and make it look like it's something interesting or something big, but I have been sourcing for vendors. Okay, so one thing I should mention is that I previously had a vendor who would provide me with boxes. I also had a different one who would provide me with stickers, cards, etc. But now, my biggest problem is finding a new vendor for packaging. Why am I not using my old vendor? So he does not stock the things that I would need now. So the boxes that I used to use before won't make sense in this particular season. Like this time around, they are not boxes that I'm not going to use. Yeah, they are not boxes that I am going to use. Sorry. Yes, so I can't use that vendor anymore. Secondly, the one who used to provide me with stickers and cards, etc., like basically all the printing work, his work is not bad, but it's not consistent. And one of the major things that I am focusing on this time round is consistent quality. So there's a promise that I'm making to my clients, and I want it to be maintained. So that promise is kept whether they know it or not. So that means consistency in how a product looks from the first one to the last one as many times as possible, because I know there is room for mistakes, there is room for an error every once in a while. We are human beings, but it is important to me that that room is very minimal, like 1%, yes, not every so often. So that is one of the things that I'm struggling with. And let me just tell you, things are not cheap. Quality is sometimes expensive, because some of the vendors that I have found, or service providers that are really, really good, or at least are what I want for the brand, are not cheap. And it has been stressful. And aside from them not being cheap, there's the bit where also some of the things that I would want are rare. So there was a specific packaging I had wanted, and I don't know if y'all can find and help me get them, but I'll just put the picture here. But finding those acrylic containers has become a headache. Like, I have to ship them, and to be honest, I don't have the money to ship a huge order. And at the same time, I know I can ship a little, but I don't want to also overprice my clients, because you see, it doesn't make sense if packaging is like half the amount of the full what is called like a full order. It doesn't make sense, to be honest. Even a quarter, it doesn't make sense. So that has been one of the most challenging things I have encountered in the past 2 weeks. Like, it's crazy. Not 2 weeks currently. No, it's actually 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because I started this before. My hand started earlier, and I just wish it was easier. But I keep searching, and I am positive that I will find. Yeah. Yes. But aside from how hard it has been, I am grateful for the progress that we're making, and I'm excited to launch soon. I was sharing with my husband how sometimes it's just draining to go through the process, because the fun part, the part where I get to create, I get to sell products, get to get clients, like those are the fun parts, that's the most exciting bit of this process. But it's at the end. Like, all these other things have to make sense, have to work fast before we get to that part where you enjoy. But I'm grateful still. I'm grateful actually for support, because I'm not doing this by myself. I have the support of my husband, and to be able to do this with someone makes it a tad bit easy. Yeah. But I'm grateful. And I do hope that everything works out. I know everything will work out. Yeah. And guys, thank you if you have made it this far in the video. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the subscribers. I think right now I'm at 16 subscribers. I am grateful. I'm grateful that I think 65 as of now of you have watched my first video, and I don't take any of it for granted. Like, I know I'll grow eventually, and the most important thing is that I am enjoying the journey and just being in the whole process. And yeah, See you on my next video. Bye and